Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. And this is our October coaching call. And I'm so excited to do this call. This is our last quarter. And in this quarter, we want to make it the best. You might have some goals for the year. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about having the best quarter yet to either get to the yearly goals, or even if you're not on track to the yearly goals, you'll get closer to it. And if having your best quarter will definitely give you momentum to the new year, and we'll get you on track. So it doesn't really matter what happened the last 9 months. It all matters what is going to happen in the next 3 months. So let's focus on that. And I'm going to share you my slides here. So we have the 10 steps going from vision to victory, 10 steps to achieve any goal. And, like I said, we talk about goal setting, but I'm going to have a little twist on this and talk about how we could overcome some being overwhelmed. And there's a lot on our plate. There's a lot of things we need to do. There's a lot of things at the end of the year to prepare and how to get it all done and how to maintain your focus. And we're going to talk about that. So the problem is really being overwhelmed. And, we have numerous responsibilities. We're juggling tasks, patients, what patients need, staff, our charts, our accounts receivable, just getting our team together. That's just in the office, and that's just only a small part of the things we need to get done in the office. But then we have responsibilities at home as well. And all this information, everything we need to do. And we are really entrepreneurs, and that we are creators. We are really thinking about how to make our business better. But as we create and have more ideas and we write them down, or maybe we don't write them down, we have lots of information that's being stored in our brain and taking up space. And that means that we're going to have information overload, leads to anxiety, lack of clarity. And then what happens? Nothing happens, because when we have overload, we freeze and we don't do anything. And we call it procrastination. We say, I'm a procrastinator. There's no such thing. It is just like not knowing what we need to do first, second, and third that will achieve our goal, and knowing that by following these steps, we are confident in achieving these goals. So that's the key part, being confident in knowing so. Because as you're going through the process, I will explain this in a few minutes, but as we're going through the process, what's happening is that we doubt that what we are doing is working, because we're not seeing instantaneous results. And without those immediate results, we all of a sudden freeze. So we have difficulty in prioritizing. We don't even know which of the all these items, the 100 things we need to do, which one is going to really, which is the main domino. It's going to knock down all the other dominoes and get the results that we want. So like I said, we then procrastinate. So the solution is simply and improve continuously. So let's talk about that. There's a Japanese term called Kaizen. Kaizen is basically the principle of what I say, what I've learned is Kanai, and CANI. Constant and never-ending improvement. And we don't need to improve everything today. We just need to be consistent. So that principle of just knowing what we need to work on and just do a little bit every single day, really the one thing that we work on every single day, by just doing it, we will get improvement. And with improvement, we're going to get the results that we need to do, that we want to get. So it needs to be fun. You're not going to do something that's not fun. And I say that if it's not fun, the fundamentals have to be there. If it's not fun, you become demental, okay? Because you're not working from passion, and that just gives you so much anxiety and angst. So knowing and that this is what you're going to be working on is going to make the difference, and having fun while doing it, enjoying the journey, as people say. And it's really hard sometimes to enjoy the journey when you're in overwhelm and overloaded with constant information. And we have so much information in our hands today. We have different doctors doing different things. This doctor uses this technology and that one uses that technology. Everybody loves that technology, or some do, some don't. And then which is the right one? And we get so bogged up in every single detail that really, this is like picking an EMR. Bottom line is, first thing, picking an EMR. Not any EMR amazing. The question is, what do you want your EMR to be amazing at? And for me, one is that if I'm looking at EMR, I'm looking at any technology, I want support because I know it's going to break down, things are going to go wrong. I want to know how quickly I can get support. Basically, how you figure that out is you just call company and see how fast you get a response from anything, any question, whatever that you need help in, see how fast you get a response. Okay, so to me, it's the number one thing because everything else, it's not going to be perfect. And the second thing is, for me, is it's going to be compliant. And the third is that my reporting. As a business owner, I want to get my reports, I want to get it quickly, I want to get easy, I want to make it easy, and I want to be able to use it for my marketing purposes, that I can send out emails to my patient base easily. I can add technology to it where I can remind patients of their appointments, either through email or text. The charting system is not perfect. Some are better than others. I just want to make sure that it allows me to get into compliance, be compliant with the system, with the healthcare system. And so that's just using that as an example of like, we just basically bogged down in minutia that try and make everything so perfect, and it's not going to be. And just realize that and just make a decision, get the information, make decisions quickly. So the one thing, focusing on creation. Okay, you are creators, and that's what you do. Your Rainmaker Day is about the day to create. How do you make your business better? Do you need systems in place? Do you need more training? Do you need more staff? Just create. Figure that out. And how I do that, again, this is why numbers are so important. The numbers tell me where I'm doing great at and what things I need to improve upon, and then what is the cause of these certain numbers that I'm not doing so well. And so, do I need more technology? Do I need another staff person? What do I need? Avoid lack of focus. Unsuccessful people often fixate on what they perceive as missing in their lives, whether it's wealth, opportunities, skills, or other resources. This lack focused mindset can be demotivating and lead to a sense of frustration and helplessness. But have a proactive mindset. Successful individuals will adopt a proactive mindset, continuously seeking ways to expand their capabilities, explore new possibilities, and create value. They are driven by a vision of what they can accomplish rather than being hindered by perceived limitations. Abundance mentality. Successful people cultivate an abundance mentality, recognizing that there are ample resources, opportunities, and potential for growth. They focus on what they can do with what they have rather than dwelling on what they lack. And this is what you need. And other people have a scarcity mentality. And a lot of people have that. And they say, I don't have this, I don't have these resources. They just talk about what they don't have versus what they have. And you need to have that positive mindset of knowing that you have everything in front of you to get the result that you're looking for. And like I said, continuous improvement. And we're always like looking to get better every single day. Just 1% better. And Ed Milet wrote a book called I think it's called something like Just One More, or something like that. Just one more thing, one more push-up. We'll just do one more than the other person will do. Just be 1% better. 1% better today than you were yesterday. So here are the 10 steps to achieve any goal. Clarify your vision. Clarify your vision. Write it out in present tense words. Write it out every day. Make a list of everything you can think of, what you can do that will move you towards your goal. Prioritize and schedule. Build supportive habits. Visualize your goal repeatedly. Celebrate milestones. Manage setbacks. And maintain momentum. So clarify a vision. This is the one thing that people lack. They don't know what they want. Without knowing what you want, you're never going to get it, obviously. So you have to spend the time. And when you're like in overwhelm and when you have a lot to get done, what's the one thing people do? Work late. They eliminate things like, lunch or breakfast. They eliminate going to the gym. Eliminate the self-care. They eliminate maybe going out with their family, staying up really late. Eliminate all those things. But really the one thing when you have a lot of things to do, and it's not natural, totally not natural, because when you have a lot of things to do, you're going to run even faster. You need to slow it down. You need to say, I need to clear my mind. So you need to set yourself in a room. If you want music in the background, sometimes I do, quiet or whatever, but no disturbances. And sometimes that means go away for your personal retreat for a couple of days, or just one day, no disturbances. And you tell your significant other, this is what I'm doing. And you write everything out. And I would start off with what you want. Okay, your vision. What is the ideal practice, the ideal lifestyle? So it starts from your lifestyle because your practice is there to give you the lifestyle that you want. So the perfect lifestyle that you want. What would the perfect day be? What would the perfect week and month be? Year, trips, things like just go wild and just think, oh, this is forget about if it's possible. We get focused on the how, and there's another book on that too, but don't worry about the how. Just think about the why and the life that you want, the why. That why is going to really set you like that why is going to be so passionate, and we'll talk about that. So passionate that you will, the days that you don't feel like doing something, don't feel like going to the gym, don't feel like going to work, that why is going to get you there, get you to the gym, get you to work in a positive attitude. Maybe not initially, maybe, but you'll get once you get there into the gym, you're going to start feeling better. You're going to start doing the work. And once you start doing the work, you build momentum. Have that why, have what you really want, and write it all out. Okay, so you clarify it, you write it out, because without writing it out, it's not going to happen because it's there, but you're going back to the same old routine. But then write it out in the present tense. These are your goals. For me, it's like it's December 31st or sooner. Just tell your brain that it could happen sooner. And I'm so excited that I achieved my goal weight, or whatever that may be, or less. And so you write that, or it's December 31st, 2024 or sooner. And I'm so excited that my business brought in $1 million this year or more, $1 million or more this year, because you don't want to have any limitations. There's no limitations. The only limitations is your mindset. Okay. So write it out in the present, write it out and say it out loud every single morning, every single night. Okay. And there's loads of stories on that and why that works. And because your subconscious mind is powerful, so powerful. Now, the number 4 is step 4 is make a list of everything you can think of that you can do that will move you towards your goals. So this is your plan, because now you have a goal. Great, that's like an affirmation, but when you write it down, that's better. But then when you write it down and you say it every single day, now you put a plan together. So what are things you need to make this happen? And again, when you do this, things don't creep in. Like, for example, the biggest one we see a lot is if I could go from one room, get my notes done, and go to another room, and then increase my per visit revenue, and I can do all of that, life would be great. I can get out by exactly 5 o'clock, and I'm not there at 6 o'clock doing my charts. But what does that require? A whole bunch of things. It requires you to be efficient, training your team to have everything ready for you. Now, do you have the team? Do you have enough team to do that? Do you have one MA? Okay. And one MA is not going to cut it if you try and run a busy practice. Then you say, well, when I get busier, when I make more money, I'll have another MA. It doesn't work that way. It only works, okay, if you have the team in place, then you'll make more money. So if you hire someone at $20 an hour, you want to make sure that you're now making an extra $60 an hour, at least 3 times their salary they're going to be worth. And you probably make a lot more than that. Probably make 10 times that salary. Easy. So you have to trust the process. I don't have enough money. I barely can pay my staff. Well, then what does that mean? That means you need maybe more patients, more new patients. That means you have to put money somewhere. When you don't have money, you got to find money to put in somewhere, but you find it where it's going to bring the biggest return. And the biggest return is marketing your internal patient base, just sending out newsletters to your patients, and then how do you do this inexpensively? Virtual assistants, people like that can do that. Okay. You just have to really think about like how, okay. You think about why, and then you put a plan together, and that plan is what you need to do, but stop thinking negative that you can't. Stop with the negative scarcity mindset and just do it and see what happens. And perfect example is when I opened my 3rd office with Dr. Schaefer in New York City, and I was going to go from New Jersey to New York, and I would only see patients 2 days a week in New Jersey and 2 patients in New York, and I would have to then cut out a day in seeing patients in New Jersey. So I took my 3 days of patients, where I saw about 90 patients in those 3 days. And I saw then about the same, 90 patients in 2 days. Okay, then I say, how can I get see those 90 patients in 2 days without feeling burnt out? And you have to say this to yourself. Better question, without feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, exhausted, and not being productive, because the more patients you see, less productive you can be. So that means I need a scribe, which I didn't have, and an MA. Okay, another MA just for myself. Well, I justify this because I'm seeing now the same patients. Now I'm hiring more staff. I'm making less money, right? That's one way to look at it. But with that extra MA, I actually increased my per visit revenue, going from 165 to like 190. So, and then because my notes, I don't have to worry about my notes. That's the key. Having a student who is a scribe, just getting paid, not paying that person a lot of money. It was two part-timers doing this, or actually one part-timer. So I didn't pay her a lot of money. The MA not only helped me, but helped other docs. So they were able to do other things, increase the PVR of the organization. And I was able to actually, in those 2 days, and I did in 3. But you have to then say, hey, you're going to increase your per visit revenue and put in processes to do so. That means I'm not seeing any kind of routine foot care. I'm seeing more new patients, et cetera, et cetera. And then I'm able to go to New York, where that was a direct care practice. So there are always ways to come up with solutions, but we don't give our brain enough time to think about it because we're too negative and say we can't do this. So it's the question, say how, and what's the worst thing to happen? I started losing money by adding those 2 extra staff members. I can say, well, this didn't work. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to lay you off. Not firing them, just lay them off. Apologize, but it never happens. We always need the people to do something that could bring in more money to the practice. Prioritize your list and schedule how you're gonna get this done. So what are the top 2 or 3 things you want to get done immediately? And let's work on that and schedule actually this plan that you put together. What's the one thing you need to work on today, this week, this month? Build supportive habits. Develop daily or weekly habits that support the achievement of your goal. Identify and eliminate any counterproductive habits. So habits take a while to develop, but start doing them. Have meetings, meet with your staff, have a Rainmaker Day, have the day that's where you just working on the business. It's not to go have doctor appointments, do your dry cleaning, get your hair cut, get your nails done. It is the day that you're working on the business. And then visualize your goal repeatedly. Visualization is so important. See it in your mind's eye as though it were clearly a reality. The more clear and vivid your mental picture of your goal, the faster it will come into your life. Number 8, celebrate milestones. Acknowledge and celebrate your progress along the way, recognizing your achievements and help you keep inspired and motivated. So acknowledge and celebrate your achievements, okay? So as you're making progress, many achievements, celebrate. And for me, as I reach a certain level of fitness, I'll go have, my favorite pizza place, because that to me is my reward. If you are achieving something that, in your practice, you have, let's say you want $1 million practice, and that means about $83,000 a month. And this is the first time you had the $83,000 a month. You go out and celebrate, with your significant other, family, whatever you want to do this. Just go celebrate that achievement. Tell the staff, great job. I couldn't have done it without you. Give them all surprise gift cards out of nowhere. Okay, we did it. Imagine if you wanted $1 million practice and you're not even nowhere close to it, or you're not going to make it this year. Let's just have the next couple of months making close to $83,000 a month. And how do we do that? Let's backtrack. If you need to know how to do that, you can message me and I can tell you how to use your numbers and how to get a goal set up and what you need to do on a daily basis to get to the 83. You might not have the technology or the team ready for that, but with what you have, we can definitely increase it by a little bit more with what you have, and that will set up the momentum for the next year. Now, in life, there's setbacks and we have to manage it. We can't just say, here we go again. We're there, but then next thing happened is we have Hurricane Milton, and that's happening, and that's a shame. Hope everyone who lives in Florida is safe and sound. And those disasters have happened. COVID happens all the time. So we can't really plan for it, but we can plan to have extra resources in our bank account, and we have to plan for that. So when we have problems like this, and our business is not really working, I can't function for a period of time, we have other ways to bring in money. We can definitely call insurance companies, owe us a lot of money, and we can have resources that keep us afloat, maybe a credit line, maybe money you already have, maybe from government agencies as well, okay, government funding. And then maintain momentum. That's when we see the goal and we start achieving the goal, we step back and we just like a fat cat and we just try to live off of that. You can't do that. You have to continuously review your goal, maintain your positive mindset, and keep taking consistent action. Refuel your motivation and passion as needed. That's a great time. Maybe like, wow, take a few days off, go on vacation, come back refreshed, and now go to your next goal and take care of that. So like I said, the step one is decide what you want and identify your desired outcome. When do you want to buy? And quantify your goal. Set measurable targets, a numerical value or percentage that will indicate when you have achieved your goal. And describe the benefits. Why would you want this goal? And how does it change your life? How does it make you happy? So that's really your why. That's really, really important. Like I said, write it down. Okay, so write your goal down, write it morning and night, and read it morning and night. Okay. Also, if you keep your mindset positive, read 10 pages of a book that keeps you in a good mood. If you have certain skills, maybe, this is not for everyone here, but depending on what you do outside being a podiatrist, or even learning new techniques in podiatry or whatever it is, practice it on a regular basis. Reach out to people who you can help, and they can help you. And then the power of visualization. When you visualize your goal as if it's already reality, you tap into the power of subconscious mind. By creating a vivid mental picture of the desired outcome, you program your brain to recognize and pursue the necessary steps to make that vision a tangible reality. This practice helps you to overcome self-doubt, boost motivation, and take decisive action towards your aspirations. A lot of you might know about the penny story, might not, and the slide is a little off, but I will tell you, if you had a choice, if I gave you $1 million in cash, or if I gave you a penny and double that penny every single day, double that amount every single day for 30 days, which one would you take? And most people say, oh, just give me the $1 million. What happens is, and these numbers are off, I have to fix the slide, but I didn't really want you to see the numbers anyway. But bottom line is, day one, you have 1 penny, day 2, you have 2 cents, then day 3, you have 4 cents, and day 4, you have 8 cents, and then 16, 32, so on and so forth. At the end of day 10, you have $5.12. At the end of day 20, you keep on doubling it every day. You have $5,000, $5,242.88. So at end of 20 days, you're about 2/3 of the month in. You only brought in a little over $5,000, and the other person already has $1 million. So you're going, okay, that person's way ahead of you. Okay. But by day 30, the next 10 days, they keep on doubling it. You end up with $10,737.24. So you have over $10 million. And the point here is this: we stop at day 20. When we're trying to reach a goal, and all we did is bring in $5,000. Yeah, you know what? It's working, but I'm putting way too much time and energy, and I'm just tired. This is working way too slow for me. But if you just kept on going, and it's always another week or two, it's true with most of goals. You just keep on doing it for another couple of weeks. Just keep on putting it in. You start seeing the results, the results that you want. And that's why tracking everything is so important, because as long as that line is slightly creeping upward and getting closer to that number and that goal that you want, just keep on doing what you're doing. Reinforce the good habits, keep on removing the bad habits. Okay, reinforce the things that are working, remove the things that aren't. You will get closer to your goal, and it may probably surpass the goals that you want. Okay, so a little time management tool that will hopefully keep you focused. It's usually a problem. There's something called the Pomodoro technique, and it's basically comes from the Pomodoro tomato, which is a red tomato, round tomato. I use this timer, and it's a timer. That's what it is. and you set the timer for 25 minutes. And for 25 minutes, you just focus on the one thing you're doing. So when you have a task, whatever it may be, and this is not looking at social media, this is not appointments or phone calls, this is working on something, maybe a system you're working on, a training module, whatever it is, you just focus. It's 25 minutes straight. Timer goes off, you stop, and you just chill for 5 minutes. Walk around, do a couple of push-ups, just chill. That is one Pomodoro. Now, next Pomodoro is you work on a different task. Okay, it sets up your mind for just you're not getting inundated doing one thing. You have another task, you work on the next task. That's another Pomodoro, and you keep on doing that. So and you have more focus, you'll get more done. How it works, you decide on the task to be done, set a timer for 25 minutes, work on the task until the timer rings, take a short 5-minute break, and repeat the process. So the benefits is improved focus and concentration, increased productivity and efficiency, better time management, and work-life balance. And it's really not just work. It's not work-life balance. It's just you don't have that balance, but you have a better work situation and a better life situation, and reduces procrastination and distractions. So 40 Pomodoros, just wrote this down, is 1,000 minutes of work, okay? And 350 minutes of breaks per week. So if you do 40 Pomodoros in a week, you're gonna work then 1,000 minutes, you'll have 350 minutes of break. This averages out to only 16.7 hours of work each week. That includes the breaks, and that's it. So with the breaks and all that, you're doing something for 16 hours. You have your patient hours, and that's why Rainmaker Day is so important. And then you just focus on that. And to me, that's really I have some ideas during the week and I'll write it down, but I implement most of the things on my Rainmaker Day. And I don't know how, if you have hours for 8 patient hours a day, how are you going to, get the things you need to do as a CEO? You need CEO time if you own a business. And if you're a CEO, if you own the business, you have associates, your first thing you should be doing is really empower those associates, follow the treatment protocols, increase their PVR to be better leaders so they can function without you so you can work on the business. And that's why you're the business owner. Now, if you don't want to work on the business, now one way I say that is then you really shouldn't own the business. Even if you have a great practice administrator, you still need to know what's going on. You still need to have some passion about owning the business and making it profitable, because everything you do you should have passion for everything. You need to be hungry on everything. So then there's something called most important tasks, and so you clearly define them. Like I say, you clearly define your most important task, and how you do that is you have your big goal list we talked about. What's the first thing that came to your mind when you set up your goal? So it's the first thing that came to your mind. And what is the project or task that you've been putting off? Sometimes those are the ones that we need to do first because we have a belief that it's going to take the longest. It's a false belief because, believe it or not, things don't take as long as we think it will most of the time. So do your most important task, organize a schedule, plan it out, evaluate the process as you're working on it. Let's make this the best quarter ever. And then we'll go into making the best year ever in 2025. Questions, just ask me at peter@toppractices.com. Tina, also at tina@toppractices.com. I have, coaching for everyone, and I can help you with all this and get you set up for this quarter, for the next year, and get you focused and get you be accountable and get you just working on those 1-2 things at what you need to do right now to set you up for an amazing quarter, amazing upcoming year. So in the meantime, stay focused, enjoy the last quarter. Happy Halloween and Thanksgiving. I'll see you before that. Have a wonderful day. Take care.